Is this the way you rack your circuit breakers into and out of their cubicles? Racking the breakers in or out of cells manually can expose personnel to one of the 5 to 10 arc flash explosions that occur in electrical equipment every day. During manual racking, interlocks can fail, causing the breaker to close, and this can cause serious injury or even death to the operator standing in front of the energized unit. At Square D Services, we have over 15 years of experience manufacturing automatic racking systems that allow operators to rack circuit breakers in and out of cubicles from a safe distance. Solutions are available for most existing switch gear, and each one is engineered to your specific requirements. Two types of systems are available, one for breakers with a lever-style racking system, and a second type for breakers with rotary racking systems. For breakers with a lever-style racking system, the Square D Services solution includes a set of components that are installed in each breaker cell. For breakers with a rotary-style racking system, a portable racking cart is utilized. In either case, a remote control station is provided so the operator can be positioned a distance from the breaker. First, we'll look at breakers with a lever-style racking system, for example, Allis-Chalmers Type MA breakers. In these applications, a motor actuator is installed in each breaker cell where remote racking is required. Other components, such as a breaker guide, limit switches, and control wiring are installed. The circuit breaker is then rolled into the cubicle compartment and is hooked to the remote racking system. Once Square D Services installs the system in your lineup, it is extraordinarily easy to operate. Whenever the racking operation is required, it's simply a matter of connecting the remote control cart to a connector installed on the cubicle door as part of the Square D remote racking system. Once the remote control cart is plugged in, the operator moves the cart to approximately 25 to 50 feet away from the front of the cubicle. A switch on the cart activates the racking operation from fully disconnected to test position to fully connected position, all at a safe distance from the energized cubicle. During the racking operation, all safety interlocks are maintained. If an attempt is made to rack the breaker in or out before it has been opened, the system will automatically open the breaker before any movement of the breaker is allowed. It's also important to know that the breaker remains in trip-free condition between the test and connected positions. Therefore, if an inadvertent attempt to close the breaker occurs while racking, the safety interlock will keep the breaker in a trip-free state, as indicated by the green light on the door, for the duration of the racking operation. For circuit breakers that have a rotary-style racking system, such as ITE Type HK or Westinghouse Type DH breakers, Square D Services provides a portable racking cart and remote operating station, which can be mobilized to connect the existing manual racking system of any breaker in one or more switchgear lineups. A portable remote operating station is provided as part of the system. To rack a breaker into the cell with this type of system, with the circuit breaker in the open position and springs discharged, the circuit breaker is rolled into the breaker cell. The racking cart drive shaft socket is connected to the circuit breaker levering shaft. The racking cart shaft socket elevation is adjustable to account for varying switchgear mounting pad heights. Alignment of the drive shaft is checked and the racking cart is positioned so that the drive shaft is at the right angle to the face of the circuit breaker. The locking sleeve of the socket captivates the circuit breaker levering shaft pin. The racking cart is connected to a 120-volt AC outlet. By depressing the circuit breaker rail latch and operating a jog button on the cart, the circuit breaker levering shaft is engaged onto the circuit breaker levering screw. If needed, both jog forward and jog reverse buttons are included at the racking cart's handlebar. The control cable is connected between the racking cart and the remote operating station, which is moved up to 50 feet away from the circuit breaker cell as permitted by the control cables. Switches in the remote operating station activate the racking operation from fully disconnected to test position to fully connected position, all at a safe distance from the energized cubicle. The motor will automatically stop when the circuit breaker racking process is complete. With an optional camera and monitor, the entire racking process can be viewed remotely. Even with personnel wearing the proper personal protective equipment, if an accident occurred while manually racking a circuit breaker, the operator could still be severely injured. The Square D Services remote rack removes the operator from manual contact with the circuit breaker during racking, reducing the potential exposure to an arc flash.